girls were probably developmentally disabled and had birth defects.
Researchers later determined that Amala and Kamala did in fact exist, but it's unlikely they were raised by wolves. Scholars believe they were more likely born with birth defects and were developmentally disabled. It's probable that they were abandoned by their parents due to their conditions. Bruno Bettelheim, the controversial director of the orthogenic school for disturbed children, wrote Feral Children and Autistic Children, a paper in which he opined that Amala and Kamala were autistic. He explained, "Many times when we have described the behavior of some of our extremely autistic children, how they urinated and defecated without so much as knowing it as they walked or ran about, how they could not bear clothes but would run about naked, how they did not talk but could only scream and howl, how they ate only raw food, how they would bite us so often, and so severely as to require frequent medical treatments. Even persons quite familiar with disturbed children would react with polite or not so polite disbelief. But later, when they met these children, their doubts changed to complete belief, so that they would have been willing to believe almost anything told them about the children or their pasts."
Singh tracked the girls' progress as he tried to civilize them.
Singh set a goal of integrating the children back into society. He believed that the time they spent with the wolves took over their human development. There was a big setback when Amala died 1 year after the pair were rescued. Up until that point, Kamala had started to feel more comfortable in the orphanage. Over time, she started showing progress again. Singh noted her milestones in his diary. He observed when she used her hands to receive food, nodded yes and no, stood up with the aid of a table, started to show fear of the dark, learned how to speak 50 words, and asked for rice.
Amala and Kamala shunned human companionship and loved to prowl at night.
When Amala and Kamala were introduced into society, they struggled to get along with other humans. Singh took them to his orphanage and noticed that they had no interest in the other children, and they preferred to be alone. He wrote in his diary that the girls often bared their teeth when he tried to approach them. And other children tried to play with them, Amala and Kamala would scare them by opening their mouths wide and showing them their teeth. He added they could sit on the ground squatting down, but could not stand up at all. Kamala and Amala could not walk like humans. They went on all fours. They used to sleep like pigs or dog pups, overlapping one another. They never slept after midnight and used to love to prowl at night fearlessly.
The girls liked to eat raw meat and howled like wolves.
Singh, who ran an orphanage with his wife in Midnapore, noticed very peculiar things about the girls. He described in his diary the sores that covered their knees and palms of their hands, the result of walking on all fours. He commented that they enjoyed eating raw meat, including carrion and entrails. The howled like wolves were unable to speak and had no control of their bowel movements.
The ghosts were more ferocious than the wolf cubs.
Singh and a couple of men killed what they believed was the mother wolf in order to get to the girls. Yet they struggled to capture them because they were huddled in a corner with 2 other cubs. The girls were difficult to catch because they were very quick, able to move on all fours in a way that the men simply couldn't imitate. Singh wrote in his diary, "It was really a task to separate them from one another. The ghosts were more ferocious than the cubs, making faces, showing teeth, and running back to huddle together."
Villagers believed they were ghostly beasts.
The Reverend Joseph J.A.L Singh was in India in 1920 when villagers told him about the ghosts who lived in the nearby jungle in Gadamuri with a pack of wolves. The villagers called them Manusht Bagha, which in Bengali translates to ghost-headed man-bodied beasts. The people were scared of the purported ghosts, but their customs prevented them from hurting the wolves. Singh went to investigate and spotted a mother wolf with her cubs in a lair. But he noticed something odd about two of the cubs. They had matted hair and appeared to be human.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.